Dear friends, my teacher colleagues, and my dear students, I am Dr. P.K. Verma. In previous sessions, I was discussing about the animal kingdom and the phyla from Porifera to Echinodermata have been discussed. Now the last major phylum is the phylum Chordata. In the lower animal, mollusca, annelida, arthropoda, or in the chordata, there was no internal support, there was no endoskeleton, and in Porifera, there was an endoskeleton made of secretions of the scleroblast cells and spongioblast cells. So the chordates are different from all of them because they have developed a cellular, that is living, endoskeleton known as notochord. Because of this notochord, they have been called chordata. The chordates are highest developed animals that evolved sometimes during Precambrian period, about 570 million years ago during Cambrian explosion. They originated from some unknown deuterostome ancestors, separated from the line of origin of hemichordates, though the latter is regarded as connecting link between echinoderms and chordates. The echinoderms, hemichordates and chordates, all these three are deuterostomes. Since their origin, they became gradually modified, migrated from the sea to the freshwater system, and ultimately conquered the land and air. These are bilaterally symmetrical triploblastic animals. However, sometimes they become asymmetrical during metamorphosis into adult. These are true coelomate, and the coelom is a enterocoelom similar to the echinodermata. So these are also called enterocoelomic animals. Their mouth is ventrally shifted, and behind anus an additional length of body called tail is formed. So the position of anus is called precaudal anus. In Annelida, which is regarded as remote ancestor of all higher animals, the mouth and anus were terminal. But here the mouth and anus both have shifted towards ventral side, and behind anus there is an extra length of body that is called tail. So the term tail is correctly used only in chordata, and in other animals it can be called posterior end. They have evolved a cellular endoskeleton from the mesoderm dorsally to alimentary canal. It is known as notochord. In hemichordata also, a notochord-like structure evolved, but it originated from ectoderm, and therefore scientists did not believe that hemichordata are on the direct line of the chordate origin. They regarded them a different offshoot that originated from echinoderms, and it was regarded as a minor phylum by most of them. However, when I was a student, I studied hemichordata as a part of the protochordata along with cephalochordata and urochordata. The notochord is stiff, rod-like structure made of loosely arranged or parenchymatous cells. Interestingly, these cells are vacuolated and the entire skeleton remains enclosed within a fibrous sheath. They develop internal gills in the lateral wall of pharynx for aquatic breathing, but in higher forms which move to land, the gills converted into thyroid glands and parotid glands, and a respiratory system evolved from the wall of esophagus that comprises trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and lungs. They have a dorsal tubular nerve cord. In non-chordata, the nerve cords are ventral, but in chordata, the nerve cells are dorsal. They have well-developed liver and kidney, and they have a closed circulatory system. But the plan of circulation is just opposite to the plan in Annelida. What is the difference in Annelida and chordata? In Annelida, blood flows forward in the dorsal vessel but backwards in the ventral vessel. Hemichordates also have the same plan, and therefore Romer in 1954 said that the chordates are upside down annelids. So there is one difference, that is the difference in the plan of circulation, and the other difference is the chordates have red blood corpuscles in the cytoplasm of which hemoglobin is present. That means the hemoglobin is intracellular and carries oxygen. In the non-chordates, hemoglobin was extracellular, that is, there was no RBC-like cell. So, the differences from annelidal plan of body organization they have ventral mouth and precaudal ventral anus. They have closed circulatory system but have evolved RBC, and hemoglobin is intracellular. The plan of circulation is opposite. In chordata, blood flows forward in ventral vessel but backwards in dorsal vessel. They have cellular endoskeleton known as notochord. They have internal pharyngeal gills. The gills in mollusca and crustacea are external, and they have enterocoelom in place of schizoscoelom. Now see the evolutionary scheme of evolution of the chordate classes, the group of chordates. At first, we must see the name ancestor of deuterostemia. From this ancestor Echinodermata, and another line in which the notochord evolved, that is ancestor form of chordates originated. From this ancestral chordates, Cephalochordata, Urochordata, these two are now called the fish-like animals. Myxin and Petromyzon are vertebrates but have no paired fins. So these are called cyclostomata. Myxinoids and Petromyzonida are together called cyclostomata, and thereafter three groups of fishes, the Chondrichthyes, Actinopterygii, Actinistia, and Dipnoans were evolved, in which these Actinista are not common fishes. The major fish groups are Chondrichthyes and Actinopterygia. Later on, amphibian, reptiles, and on another line from the reptiles, the birds and mammals evolved. It is regarded that from reptiles the birds evolved, but there is no direct proof that the mammals evolved from reptiles. They may have a common ancestor with amniotic eggs. So it is an evolutionary plan of classification of the Deuteroestemia group. Now this is the common classification of chordata. Phylum Chordata is divided into Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. It is very simplified scheme. The Vertebrata have a natha that I just said, Cyclostomata is the jawless fishes anatha, and another is Gnathostomata, that is they have jaw. So jawless and jaw with jaw, these are two divisions. In the anatha, Ostracodermi, extinct group, and Cyclostomata, that is living groups, are there. In division Gnathostomata, there is a superclass Pisces and another superclass Tetrapoda. In fishes, Placodermi, extinct group, Chondrichthyes, that is cartilaginous fishes, and Osteichthyes, that is the bony fishes, exist now. In Tetrapoda, amphibians, reptilians, apes, and mammals, these are the four classes. Under Mammalia, there are three subclasses: Prototheria, Metatheria, and Eutheria. Therefore, every student of biology, and specifically the honors students of zoology, must remember this scheme of classification of chordata. It is very important scheme. Now come to subphylum Cephalochordata. The literal meaning is that notochord is present in the cephalic region or the head region. But this meaning is not correct, because the notochord is present from head to tail. Many people misunderstand the character and they regard that notochord is present only in head, but it is quite incorrect. Notochord is present from head to tail. These are tiny fish-like animals in which a true notochord is found that extends from head to tail region, hence called cephalochordata. There are 23 species in two genera. One is Branchiostoma, that is Amphioxus, and Epigonyctis. Amphioxus or Branchiostoma is a common animal found in all shallow ocean in the tropical and subtropical regions. It is found all over the world, and it is found mostly embedded in the sand and extends only the oral part out in the water. It has following important characters. The paired fins are absent, but caudal fin is present. They have functional eyes, a brain and a spinal cord. At the ventral surface, there is a pair of extensions of body wall forming metapleural fold. It is very special character not found in other chordates. That is, metapleural folds are extra extension of the body wall. The alimentary canal is well developed with an oral hood provided with oral cirri to trap the plankton and a velum for filtering the food particles. Inside buccal cavity, wheel organ and velum, and in pharynx there is an endostyle. These all are the devices of filter feeding. The pharyngeal wall is heavily perforated to form as many as 150 gill slits. These are separated from each other by primary and secondary gill bars. These are covered by ciliated epithelium. The circulatory system is well developed and closed type. A part of ventral blood vessel forms the liver-like structure known as hepatic diverticulum. Another part of the ventral vessel forms a straight tubular pulsating heart without formation of chambers, that is, there is no atrium, no ventricle, but the part of ventral vessel is separated by the physiology, as well as they have the pericardial membrane. They have almost 60 pairs of protonephridia known as solenocytes. These are situated above the gill bars. These animals are unisexual, but sexual dimorphism is not found. There are 26 pairs of gonads, testes in the males and ovaries in the females. These gonads are segmentally arranged from 25th segment to the 51st segment. Fertilization and development are external in seawater. Cleavage is unequal, holoblastic and determinate. A larva is formed, but for a very brief period. See, the half part of body is embedded in the sand, but the anterior part projects out in water to catch the planktons present in water of the shallow ocean. This is the artistic diagram in which mouth is shown out of sand projecting in the water, and these are provided with sulcutes of tentacle-like structures. This anterior part, tentacles, is also known as oral cirri, and you can see the real photograph. There are a number of oral cirri around the mouth-like wide opening. Here is the wheel organ and velum, and behind this part is its pharynx. Now second subphylum is Urochordata. It is larger group of early chordates with great variations in anatomy and life cycle. These are mostly tiny marine animals. Some are free swimming, but some are sedentary. Herdmania and Ascidia are larger animals and also sedentary. The adults are found attached to the surface of rocks and other hard bodies. In all these animals, notochord is restricted in the tail region only, hence called Urochordata. They have following characteristic feature. These are exclusively marine animals. They have the body covered by a jelly-like transparent material known as tunicin. So these are often known as tunicata. Chemically, tunicin is hemicellulose. It is another peculiar character of this subphylum. Tunicin is not found in any other animal group, and it cannot be said as completely acellular because it has some minute spicules as well as the cells. They have bilateral symmetry in the larval forms, but the adults may lose the right symmetry. That is, in Herdmania and Ascidia, the bilateral symmetry is lost. Gills are many and are used in filter feeding. They also have endostyle for filter feeding. Coelom is completely absent. Sense organs like eyes may be present in the primitive forms. There is a closed circulatory system present along with a simple tubular heart. Nervous system better developed in larvae. In adults, it is represented by only a dorsal ganglion. Notochord is found in tail region of larva, but it may be absent in the adult because it is lost during metamorphosis. The organisms are hermaphrodite and the testes are covered by ovaries. In Salpa and Doliolum, sexual and asexual reproduction takes place in alternate generation. That is called metagenesis. One generation reproduces sexually because they have the gonads, and other reproduces asexually by budding in a structure known as stolon. There are three classes. One is Larvaceae. These are free swimming pelagic forms in which larval characters are retained throughout the life. So they have complete neoteny. Their sexual reproduction is known as pedogenesis. Vicoplura and Appendicularia are common examples. See, this is the photograph of Vicoplura. It is found floating near the surface. The second class is Acidiaceae. Pyrosoma, a colonial form, is found in groups of more than 100 individual organisms, and it shows fluorescence in the night, that is bioluminescence. Botrytis is a fixed colonial form found on the surface of rocks. They reproduce sexually as well as asexually by budding. Herdmania and Acidia, on the other hand, have free-swimming larvae which become attached to the solid object at the time of metamorphosis. In these two animals, tail is lost, and therefore the advanced character like notochord also is lost. Such metamorphosis is known as retrogressive metamorphosis. So you can see how unique type of animals these are. They have two siphons. One side is oral siphon and another side has atrial siphon. Food is taken from this side and the food and water are eliminated from the other side. It is a more closer photograph, but the species is different. It has a larger oral aperture and a tubular atrial aperture. This is Botrytis, very interesting group of animals. The body bends at 180 degree, so the oral and anal ends come to one side and symmetry is lost during metamorphosis. Along with that tail, notochord also is lost, and therefore the metamorphosis is known as retrogressive metamorphosis. Now the third class is Thaliaceae. These are free-swimming forms. The body becomes barrel-shaped and rings of muscles are formed for jet propulsion of the water through which they move. There is an alternation of sexual and asexual forms which is known as metagenesis. Salpa and Doliolum are two common examples. Now see the photograph of Salpa. In the daytime, it looks very transparent animal. You can also compare the maximum size of Salpa that is shown here. Normally it is very small, hardly 1 or 1.5 centimeter long. And in night it shows the bioluminescence. Doliolum is different from Salpa. Its body is barrel shaped with 9 circular bands or semicircular bands in the body. Now subphylum Vertebrata. In this subphylum, vertebra has been developed replacing notochord. In some earlier form, notochord as well as vertebra both are found, but in higher form, notochord is represented only in embryonic stage and then it is completely replaced by the vertebra. The notochord did not prove a very efficient endoskeleton because it is not too much stiff on the one hand and unbranched on the other hand. So it can support the length but not the width. Therefore, a more powerful endoskeleton known as vertebra developed in higher animals. that form the subphylum Vertebrata. In addition to vertebra, many other skeletal supports developed in the form of spines, pelvic girdles, pectoral girdles, and limb bones, etc. To protect the brain, a brain case or cranium also developed, on the basis of which it is further divided into acraniata and the craniata. In acraniata, jaw bones are absent. So it is better to say jawless fishes or anatha. In the Ordovician period, about 440 to 505 million years earlier, a large number of bony armored fishes known as ostracoderms were found, but they all have become extinct. They had bone-like hard scales, particularly forming the head shields. Some of them were as long as 35 feet, but many others were small fish-like. When the seawater descended and the land came out of the sea, at that time they could not move fast, swiftly, and therefore they became extinct. Nowadays only one class, Cyclostomata, is found in sea as well as sometimes in freshwater rivers, represented by two orders, the Petromyzonida and the Myxinoidea. There are about 38 known living species of lampreys, that is Petromyzon. The Myxins are commonly known as hagfishes. Parasitic carnivorous species are the most well known. Almost 16 species are carnivorous and feed by boring into the flesh of other larger fishes to suck their blood. 18 species feed on the muscles also, the flesh also. So these are parasitic, or these are scavengers. They are also predators. A simple parasite takes meal, goes away, leaves the victim. But these fishes eat upon entire flesh and leave only the carcass. 18 carnivorous species, 9 are anadromous. That is, they migrate from salt water to fresh water to breed, and 9 live exclusively in fresh water. The bodies of Petromyzon and Myxin are cylindrical, long and eel-like. Their mouth is ventrally shifted, without jaw, and in the form of circular opening, hence cyclostomata. They have paired eyes but an unpaired dorsal nostril. There are 5 or 7 pairs of semicircular gills supported by gill bars, and they open out through common gill slits. The supporting bars, gill bars, form the branchial basket. They have no paired fins, that is, the pelvic fin and pectoral fins are absent, but the tail is laterally compressed and provided with caudal fin. These are unisexual animals with a single gonad. In between the kidneys, the fertilization and development is external through ammocyte larvae. See the photograph of Petromyzon. You can see the external gill slits and eye also. The nostril is present medially towards the dorsal surface. They have dorsal fin, anterior and posterior, caudal fin, tail fin, but there is no pectoral fin or pelvic fin. See the enlarged view of anterior part. Behind eye you can see the gill slits. Their teeth are dangerous. This is the circular mouth around which the horny teeth are there to damage the skin, the body surface of the larger fishes, scrape the muscles, tear them, and eat upon the blood and flesh. The second group is Craniata. These vertebrates have well developed brain case, cranium, as well as the jawbones. These are also known as gnathostomata. They have paired organs like fins and limbs. Due to gradual evolution of the body becomes complex and the origin of new organs. They acquired all types of water bodies, land as well as air. So from the fishes, the group of tetrapoda evolved, that is amphibians, reptilians, birds and mammals. The fishes include placoderm, chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. As I said earlier, placoderm has become extinct now. Osteichthyes and chondrichthyes are the major fish groups. Superclass tetrapoda includes amphibia, reptile, bird and mammals. And therefore, because the vertebrates include 5 major classes: fish, amphibia, reptile, bird and mammals. In the coming sessions, I will discuss Craniata class-wise in separate sessions and in greater details with suitable examples. You are most welcome. Thank you very much.